It was a normal Tuesday morning when the world changed forever. The sky over every major city on Earth suddenly filled with massive alien ships. They appeared out of nowhere, their sleek silver hulls gleaming in the sunlight. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then chaos erupted. The aliens attacked without warning. Beams of energy rained down from their ships, destroying buildings and vehicles. People ran screaming through the streets as explosions rocked the ground. In New York, the Statue of Liberty crumbled. In Paris, the Eiffel Tower collapsed. Landmarks around the world fell as the aliens showed their power. World leaders tried to respond, but their efforts were useless. Earth's most advanced weapons couldn't even scratch the alien ships. Fighter jets were swatted from the sky like flies. Tanks and artillery were vaporized in seconds. It seemed that humanity was doomed. As the invasion continued, more details became clear. The aliens called themselves the Galactic Council. They were made up of many different species, all more advanced than humans. To them, Earth was a primitive backwater, barely worth noticing. They had decided to take over the planet and use its resources. The Council didn't even consider humans to be intelligent. They thought of Earth's people as animals to be controlled or removed. But the Galactic Council had made a big mistake. They thought conquering Earth would be easy. They were wrong. At first, things looked bad for humanity. Governments fell. Armies were defeated. Millions died in the first attacks. But slowly, people started to fight back. In the ruins of cities, resistance groups formed. They used whatever weapons they could find or make. Old rifles, homemade bombs, even bows and arrows were used against the aliens. The aliens were confused. They had expected humans to give up quickly. Instead, every time they destroyed one group of fighters, two more appeared. Humans were using the rubble of their cities for cover, fighting street by street. They were tough and didn't quit. In the countryside, things were even harder for the aliens. Human farmers and hunters knew every hill and valley. They ambushed alien patrols and disappeared into the forests. The aliens' high-tech sensors often didn't work right in Earth's varied environments. They weren't used to dealing with things like rain, snow, and thick jungles. As weeks passed, the aliens realized this invasion wasn't going as planned. They had expected to take over Earth in days. Now, they were locked in a planet-wide guerrilla war. Their leaders were angry and confused. How could these primitives be causing so much trouble? What the Galactic Council didn't understand was human determination. Yes, humans were less advanced, but they were also creative, tough, and willing to die for their freedom. Teenagers were building bombs in basements. Grandmothers were sniping aliens from apartment windows. Every human was a potential soldier, and their spirit wasn't breaking. Even Earth itself seemed to be fighting back. The aliens found their equipment breaking down in the planet's harsh environments. Dust storms damaged their ships. Diseases they had no immunity to spread through their ranks. Earth's creatures attacked them too. Packs of wolves ambushed alien scouts in Siberia. Venomous snakes and spiders killed aliens in the Amazon. Even tiny mosquitoes spread disease to the invaders. 2 months after the invasion began, the aliens held less than half the Earth. Their leaders were stunned. This easy conquest had turned into a nightmare. Humans were reverse engineering alien technology, improving their defenses every day. The alien soldiers were tired and scared, jumping at shadows in a hostile world. As part 1 of this epic story ends, the future remains uncertain. The Galactic Council is still powerful, but they're facing something they never expected. Humanity stands bloodied but unbroken, fighting with everything they have. The aliens are learning a hard lesson. Never underestimate humans. The war for Earth has only just begun, and humanity isn't going down without a fight. As the war entered its 3rd month, the aliens of the Galactic Council were confused. They had expected an easy victory over Earth. Instead, they found themselves in a difficult fight against a species they had thought was primitive. The council's leaders called an emergency meeting to discuss the problem. "How are these humans giving us so much trouble?" asked the Zorn leader, his tentacles waving in frustration. "They don't even have space travel." The Velox representative, a being of pure energy, flickered angrily. "Our soldiers report that the humans are incredibly adaptable. They're using our own weapons against us." It was true. All over Earth, humans were showing an amazing ability to learn and adapt. In the ruins of New York, a group of teenagers had figured out how to hack into alien communication systems. They were now feeding false information to enemy troops, leading them into ambushes. In the Amazon rainforest, native tribes were teaching alien fighting techniques to former city dwellers. They showed them how to move silently through the dense jungle, how to use the environment as a weapon. The aliens, used to fighting in space, were lost in the thick, wet forest. But it wasn't just human adaptability that was causing problems for the invaders. Earth itself seemed to be fighting back. The aliens found that their high-tech equipment often failed in Earth's varied and extreme environments. In the Sahara Desert, fine sand got into everything, jamming alien weapons and vehicles. In Siberia, extreme cold froze their systems. Even Earth's magnetic field interfered with some of their sensors, making it hard for them to find hidden human bases. The Council was also shocked to discover that Earth's animals were unexpectedly dangerous. In Australia, a group of alien soldiers had been attacked by a mob of kangaroos, their powerful kicks denting even advanced armor. In India, elephants had trampled alien outposts. Even tiny creatures like mosquitoes and bacteria were causing havoc, spreading diseases that the aliens had no defense against. But the biggest surprise came from the humans themselves. The Council had severely underestimated human intelligence and creativity. In a hidden lab in Japan, scientists had managed to reverse engineer some alien technology. They were now producing weapons that could punch through alien shields. In Europe, a network of hackers had infiltrated the alien computer systems. They couldn't understand all of it yet, but they were learning fast. Every day, they gained more control over the invaders' technology. The aliens were also unprepared for human diversity. Each region, each culture on Earth had its own way of fighting back. The aliens had no idea how to deal with so many different tactics and strategies. "We must admit," said the Velox, "that we made a mistake in judging this species." The other council members murmured in agreement. They had thought humans were simple because they hadn't reached the stars yet. Now they were learning that humanity's strength came from the very thing that had kept them earthbound, their ability to thrive in an incredibly diverse and challenging world. As the meeting went on, reports kept coming in. In America, a group of human soldiers had captured an alien ship. In China, scientists were close to cracking the secret of the aliens faster than light travel. All over the world, humans were not just resisting. They were starting to win battles. The Council realized they were facing a species unlike any they had encountered before. Humans weren't just fighting for survival. They were learning, adapting, and growing stronger every day. The easy conquest the aliens had planned had turned into a nightmare. As the emergency meeting ended, the Council members were worried. They had started this war thinking they were vastly superior to humans. Now, they weren't so sure. Humanity's hidden strengths were becoming clearer every day, and the aliens were beginning to wonder if they had made a terrible mistake in coming to Earth. The war was far from over, but one thing was certain: the Galactic Council would never underestimate humans again. The battle for Earth was about to enter a new phase, and the aliens were no longer sure they could win. 6 months into the alien invasion, Earth had become a battlefield like no other. The Galactic Council's initial easy victories were now a distant memory. Instead, they found themselves caught in a worldwide web of human resistance. In the ruins of London, a group of former street artists were using their skills in a new way. They painted realistic-looking doors and windows on blank walls, confusing alien sensors. Alien troops would waste time and energy trying to enter buildings that didn't exist, while real resistance fighters slipped past unnoticed. Across the ocean in New York, the subway system had become an underground city. Thousands of humans lived in the tunnels, emerging at night to strike at alien positions. The aliens, used to fighting in open space, found the narrow, dark tunnels terrifying. Every shadow could hide a human fighter. Every turn could lead to an ambush. In the vast steppes of Russia, nomadic tribes were causing havoc for the alien supply lines. They would appear out of nowhere on horseback, attack with incredible speed and skill, and then vanish into the grasslands. The aliens' advanced vehicles often got stuck in the muddy ground, making them easy targets. But it wasn't just humans fighting back. In a surprising turn of events, Earth's animals had joined the war. In Africa, herds of elephants and rhinoceros were stampeding through alien camps, crushing equipment and sowing panic. In the oceans, whales were ramming alien ships, and sharks were attacking alien divers. It was as if the entire planet had decided to reject the invaders. The resistance was getting more organized too. A global network of human leaders had formed, sharing information and coordinating attacks. They called themselves the Earth Defense Coalition, or EDC. The EDC had set up hidden bases all over the world. In the Amazon rainforest, treetop villages served as command centers. In the Himalayas, mountain caves hid advanced research labs. Under the Sahara Desert, vast underground cities were being built. One of the EDC's biggest victories came when they managed to capture an alien commander. The alien was shocked by how he was treated. Instead of torture or execution, the humans questioned him respectfully. They even treated his wounds. This was not how primitives were supposed to act. During his captivity, the commander learned things about humans that weren't in any Galactic Council report. He saw their art, heard their music, and witnessed their kindness even in the midst of a brutal war. For the first time, he began to doubt the Council's decision to invade Earth. Meanwhile, human scientists were making incredible progress. They had not only reverse-engineered alien weapons, but were starting to improve them. Human creativity, unleashed by the desperate need to survive, was producing innovations that surprised even the aliens. In a hidden lab in Japan, scientists had created a new material that could absorb the energy from alien weapons. In Brazil, engineers had built jammers that could disable alien communication systems. And in a basement in Poland, a teenage computer prodigy had written a virus that could infect and control alien robots. The alien leaders were getting desperate. They had committed more and more forces to Earth, but victory seemed further away than ever. Some alien species in the Galactic Council were starting to question the war. Was it really worth all this trouble just to conquer one planet? But the Council couldn't just give up. They had put too much into this invasion. Admitting defeat to a primitive species would shake the very foundations of their power. So they decided to escalate the war, not knowing that this decision would lead to their biggest shock yet. As Part 3 ends, the balance of the war is shifting. Humans are no longer just resisting. They're starting to push back. The aliens are losing ground every day, and their confidence is shaken. They still have superior technology and numbers, but the humans have something the aliens don't understand: an unbreakable spirit and a willingness to fight to the very end for their home. The stage is set for a confrontation that will change the galaxy forever. The Galactic Council is about to learn that they've awakened a force far greater than they ever imagined. Earth is not just fighting back, it's getting ready to take the war to the stars. 1 year into the war, humanity was holding its ground, but just barely. The aliens' superior technology was still causing massive destruction. The Earth Defense Coalition, EDC, knew they needed a game-changer. They never expected it would come from deep beneath their feet. It all started with a team of geologists in Iceland. They were studying unusual energy readings coming from an ancient volcano. As they dug deeper, they found something that shouldn't exist: a massive, clearly artificial structure buried deep in the Earth's crust. News of the discovery spread quickly through the EDC's secret channels. Teams of scientists from around the world were quickly assembled and sent to Iceland. What they found left them in awe. The structure was a vast machine, unlike anything they had ever seen. It was made of a material they couldn't identify, and covered in symbols no one could read. But the truly amazing thing was its age. Initial tests suggested it was millions of years old, far older than human civilization. Dr. Maria Chen, the lead scientist, couldn't believe her eyes. "This technology," she said, "it's not alien. At least, not from our current invaders. It's like nothing we've ever seen." As they studied the machine, they made an incredible discovery. It wasn't just a single device. It was part of a global network. Similar structures were hidden all over the world, connected to each other and to the Earth's core itself. The EDC quickly organized expeditions to find the other structures. They discovered them in the most unexpected places, under the Amazon rainforest, beneath the Sahara Desert, in the depths of the Mariana Trench. Each one was different, but they all seemed to be part of the same ancient system. But what did it do? The scientists worked day and night to unlock its secrets. They brought in linguists to try to decipher the symbols, engineers to understand its mechanics, and physicists to study its energy output. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A young archaeologist named Tom Hansen noticed something familiar about the symbols. They looked like very, very old versions of human writing systems. It was as if the builders of this machine were somehow connected to humanity's ancestors. With this key insight, they began to unlock the machine's secrets. They discovered that it was a planetary defense system, built by an ancient civilization that had once called Earth home. This civilization had seeded human life on Earth before disappearing, leaving behind this incredible legacy. The system was designed to harness the Earth's core energy and use it in ways they could barely understand. It could control the weather, move tectonic plates, and even manipulate gravity. But its most incredible feature was its ability to create an energy shield around the entire planet. As the EDC raced to activate the system, the aliens launched their biggest attack yet. They had finally lost patience and decided to end the war with one massive strike. Thousands of ships entered Earth's atmosphere, ready to unleash devastation. In Iceland, Dr. Chen and her team worked frantically to activate the ancient machine. Sweat poured down their faces as they input the final codes. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, the ground began to shake. All around the world, the hidden structures came to life. Beams of energy shot into the sky from every continent. In space, the alien fleet watched in confusion as a shimmering barrier began to form around the Earth. The aliens fired their weapons, but the energy blasts dissipated harmlessly against the shield. For the first time since the invasion began, Earth was truly protected. But the ancient system did more than just defend. As Dr. Chen and her team dug deeper into its capabilities, they realized it could do much, much more. It wasn't just a shield. It was a weapon of unimaginable power. As Part 4 ends, the tide of the war has suddenly and dramatically turned. Humanity now holds the key to a power greater than anything the Galactic Council possesses. The aliens, who came to Earth expecting an easy conquest, now find themselves facing a force they can't understand or overcome. The stage is set for humanity's counterattack. With the power of their planet itself at their command, they're ready to take the fight to the stars. The Galactic Council is about to learn why you should never, ever underestimate Earth. The activation of Earth's ancient defense system changed everything. For the first time since the invasion, humanity had a real advantage. But the leaders of the Earth Defense Coalition, EDC, knew they couldn't just sit behind their new shield. It was time to take the fight to the enemy. Dr. Maria Chen and her team worked day and night to understand the full capabilities of the ancient technology. They discovered that it could do more than just create a planetary shield. It could also be used to power spaceships and weapons in ways they had never imagined. In secret facilities around the world, engineers and scientists raced to build Earth's first true starship. They called it the Phoenix, a symbol of humanity rising from the ashes of near defeat. The ship was unlike anything ever seen before, a perfect blend of the ancient technology and human innovation. As the Phoenix neared completion, the EDC put together a crew. They chose the best pilots, scientists, and soldiers from around the world. The captain was Sarah Martinez, a brilliant strategist who had led some of the most successful guerrilla operations against the aliens. Finally, after months of preparation, the day of launch arrived. The Phoenix rose from its hidden base in the Andes Mountains, its hull gleaming in the sunlight. As it accelerated towards space, the alien ships in orbit moved to intercept it. But the aliens were in for a shock. The Phoenix moved with incredible speed and agility, easily dodging their attacks. Its weapons, powered by Earth's core energy, cut through alien shields like they were paper. In a matter of hours, Earth's orbit was clear of enemy ships for the first time in over a year. The real mission, however, was just beginning. Using data stolen from the alien networks, the Phoenix set a course for the heart of Galactic Council territory. They were going to take the fight directly to the enemy's home. As they traveled through space at speeds they once thought impossible, the crew of the Phoenix saw wonders they had never imagined. They passed through nebulas that glowed with colors they had no names for, saw stars being born and dying, and encountered alien life forms that defied description. But they also saw the dark side of the galaxy. They found planets that had been stripped of resources by the Galactic Council, species that had been enslaved or wiped out. It became clear that Earth wasn't the Council's first victim, just the first to fight back effectively. After what seemed like both an eternity and no time at all, they arrived at their destination, the Galactic Council's capital world. It was a planet-sized city, gleaming with advanced technology, the seat of power for the entire galaxy. The Council never saw them coming. The Phoenix's advanced stealth systems, reverse-engineered from captured alien tech and enhanced by the ancient Earth technology, made them invisible to the Council's sensors. Captain Martinez gave the order, and the Phoenix launched its attack. They targeted the Council's main defense systems first, using pinpoint-accurate strikes that left the rest of the planet untouched. They didn't want to harm innocent civilians. Their quarrel was with the Council leadership. Chaos erupted on the Council world. Alarms blared, and ships scrambled to respond. But they were too slow, too confused. They had never been attacked like this before, never even imagined it was possible. In the Council chambers, the alien leaders watched in disbelief as their defenses crumbled. On their view screens, they saw a ship of unmistakably human design wreaking havoc on their forces. It was impossible. Humans were primitives, barely able to reach their own moon. How could they be here, light years from Earth, attacking the heart of galactic civilization? As the Phoenix dodged and weaved through the Council's defenses, the message became clear. Humanity was no longer just resisting. They were fighting back, and they had the power to win. The counterattack had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Galactic Council, which had ruled for millennia, faced a threat unlike any they had ever seen. A species they had dismissed as primitive was now poised to overthrow them. As Part 5 ends, the Phoenix hovers over the Council world, its weapons primed. Captain Martinez opens a channel to the Council chambers. "We come from Earth," she says, her voice steady and strong. "And we demand to be heard." The arrival of the Phoenix at the Galactic Council's capital world sent shockwaves through the galaxy. News spread faster than light speed. The primitive humans had not only repelled the invasion of their world, but had also struck at the very heart of galactic power. In the Council chambers, panic reigned. The alien leaders argued among themselves, trying to decide how to respond to this unprecedented threat. Some wanted to immediately surrender, while others called for using their most powerful weapons to destroy Earth once and for all. Meanwhile, Captain Sarah Martinez and her crew waited patiently in orbit. They had made their point. Now it was time for diplomacy. After hours of debate, the Council finally agreed to meet with the humans. They invited Captain Martinez, and a small team to the surface. As the human delegation stepped onto the council world, they made history as the first humans to set foot on an alien planet. The meeting was tense. The council members, used to being the most advanced beings in the room, found themselves facing a species they had grossly underestimated. Captain Martinez spoke clearly and firmly, laying out humanity's terms. "We don't want war," she said. "We never did. But we will not be conquered, and we will not stand by while you bully and exploit other species. It's time for a change in how the galaxy is run." Her words were broadcast across the galaxy. On thousands of worlds, beings of all kinds watched and listened. Many of them had suffered under the Council's rule for centuries. Now, they saw hope for the first time. As the negotiations went on, something unexpected began to happen. Ships started arriving from all over the galaxy. But they weren't coming to help the Council. They were coming to support Earth. Species that had been oppressed by the Council for generations saw an opportunity for freedom. They pledged their support to humanity, offering resources, technology, and warriors to fight alongside Earth if needed. The balance of power in the galaxy was shifting rapidly. The Council, which had ruled unopposed for millennia, suddenly found itself outnumbered and outgunned. More and more worlds declared their independence, inspired by Earth's example. But not everyone was happy with these changes. Some of the more powerful species in the Council decided to take matters into their own hands. They gathered their fleets, planning to destroy Earth and crush this rebellion once and for all. However, they had underestimated humanity once again. The Earth Defense Coalition had been busy. Using the ancient technology they had discovered, they had built more ships like the Phoenix. A fleet of advanced Earth vessels waited in secret, ready to defend their home. When the Council hardliners launched their attack, they flew straight into an ambush. The Earth fleet, supported by ships from dozens of alien allies, met them head-on. The battle was short but fierce. When it was over, the Council fleet was in ruins, and the last opposition to Earth's new role in the galaxy was crushed. In the aftermath of the battle, representatives from worlds across the galaxy gathered on Earth. In a field of green grass under an open sky, a sight many alien species had never seen before, they began to draft a new galactic constitution. The Earth Defense Coalition transformed into the Galactic Defense Alliance. Its mission was not just to protect Earth, but to ensure freedom and fair treatment for all species in the galaxy. Humans, with their adaptability, creativity, and newfound ancient technology, quickly became leaders in this new galactic order. Their homeworld, once considered a backwater, was now the center of a galactic renaissance. Scientists and scholars from across the stars flocked to Earth to study its unique environments and diverse life forms. Earth's oceans, jungles, and even its deserts were treasure troves of knowledge for alien biologists. Human culture, too, became a sensation. Alien beings were fascinated by Earth's music, art, and literature. They were particularly impressed by humanity's ability to thrive in so many different environments on a single planet. As Part 6 ends, the galaxy is a very different place. The old order has been overthrown, and a new era of cooperation and exploration is beginning. Humanity, once on the brink of enslavement, now stands as a beacon of hope for oppressed species everywhere. But challenges still remain. Not everyone is happy with the new order, and dark forces are gathering in the shadows. The greatest test for humanity and their allies may be yet to come. 5 years had passed since the great battle that reshaped the galaxy. Earth, once a remote and unknown world, now stood at the center of a new galactic civilization. The Galactic Defense Alliance, led by humans and their allies, had ushered in an era of peace and cooperation unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. On a warm summer day, representatives from thousands of worlds gathered in New York City for the 5-year anniversary of the Alliance. The city, once devastated by the alien invasion, now shone as a symbol of recovery and progress. Its skyline was a mix of restored human architecture and new structures incorporating technology from across the stars. Sarah Martinez, now Admiral of the Alliance Fleet, stood at the podium to address the gathered crowds. Billions more watched the broadcast across the galaxy. 5 years ago, she began, we faced extinction. Today, we stand united, not just as humans, but as galactic citizens. We have proven that diversity is not a weakness, but our greatest strength. As she spoke, holographic displays showed scenes from across the galaxy. On a desert world, human engineers worked alongside insectoid aliens to build vast solar arrays. In the rings of a gas giant, a team of humans and aquatic aliens conducted delicate repairs on a space station. Each image showcased the incredible progress made through cooperation. But it wasn't just about technology. Earth's culture had spread across the stars, blending with alien traditions to create something entirely new. Alien artists painted with pigments made from earth flowers. Human musicians collaborated with beings who communicated through color and light, creating music that could be seen as well as heard. The ancient technology that had saved Earth had been shared with the galaxy. It was being used to heal planets damaged by centuries of exploitation, to create clean energy, and to explore the furthest reaches of space. However, Admiral Martinez's speech took a serious turn. But we face new challenges, she said. There are those who prefer the old ways, who seek to divide us. We must remain vigilant. She was referring to the Shadow Collective, a group of former Council loyalists and opportunists who opposed the new order. They operated from the fringes of known space, launching hit-and-run attacks on Alliance outposts. But even as she spoke of these threats, a commotion arose from the back of the crowd. A group of aliens pushed their way forward. The security teams tensed, ready for trouble. To everyone's surprise, the aliens fell to their knees before the stage. Their leader, a tall, multi-limbed being, spoke in a voice filled with emotion. We come from the far reaches of the Andromeda galaxy, it said. We have traveled for years, drawn by tales of Earth and the Alliance. Our world faces destruction from forces we cannot fight. We come to ask for your help, and to join your alliance if you'll have us. A hush fell over the crowd. This was unprecedented. Contact with Andromeda had long been thought impossible due to the vast distance. Admiral Martinez stepped down from the podium and approached the aliens. She reached out and helped their leader to its feet. You are welcome here, she said, her voice carrying to all. Your struggle is now our struggle. Together, we will find a way. The crowd erupted in cheers. It was a powerful reminder of how far they had come and the responsibility they now held. As the ceremony concluded, the sun began to set over New York. The sky turned a brilliant orange, then faded to reveal a tapestry of stars. But these stars no longer represented distant, unreachable points of light. They were beacons of adventure, of new friends waiting to be made, of a future filled with endless possibilities. Humanity had not only survived, they had thrived. They had taken their place among the stars, not as conquerors, but as peacekeepers and innovators. The galaxy, once a place of conflict and inequality, was transforming into a realm of cooperation and shared progress. As night fell on Earth, ships of all shapes and sizes lifted off, heading out into the cosmos. Each carried a mixed crew of humans and aliens, all working together. They carried with them the spirit of Earth, adaptable, resilient, and ever curious. The revenge that Earth had sought was not destruction, but transformation. They had changed the galaxy not through force, but through unity. As the last light of the day faded, one thing was clear. A new era had truly dawned, and its light would shine across the universe for eons to come.